Ms. Pennington, have you ever personally witnessed Mr. Depp physically attack Ms. Heard?
Yeah, can you be specific to physically attacked?
Did you ever witness Mr. strike Ms. Heard?
No.
Did you ever witness Mr. Depp throw anything at Ms. Heard?
I never witnessed him throw anything at her, around her, yes.
Okay.
The question is, did you ever witness Mr. Depp throw anything at Ms. Heard?
No.
There it is.
Did you ever witness Mr. Depp kick Ms. Heard?
Did you ever kick
No.
her? Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see
What about a
Mr.
headbutt?
Depp physically injure Ms. Heard, cause her an injury?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
So that's a no, right?
I didn't see it.
It's obviously a no. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
At this point, I start asking Ms. Pennington some questions, so we'll play that, but maybe we just approach to just get straight on some exhibits, please.
Okay.
Now, I understand that you've testified a number of times about some of the events that we touched on yesterday, right?
Is she going to do this thing where she stares at the camera
yes.
again?
Has there ever been anything in any of those prior sworn statements or testimony that you've given that has prevented you from telling the truth?
No.
And is all of your prior sworn testimony, including the testimony you gave yesterday, true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
No, I lied
Yes.
about everything. This is a fake.
Are you here today on behalf
Surprise.
of one side or the other? And by that I mean on behalf of Amber or on behalf of Johnny?
What's she going to say?
No.
Would you
Amber's
consider
friend.
yourself adverse or hostile to either party?
No.
Any other time that you can remember?
I don't think Johnny liked that answer.
Not specifically, no.
Was there a name for what you describe as
He's like, yeah.
Mr. Depp's different self?
Yes.
What was that name?
We called it the monster.
Who is we?
All of us. Me, Johnny, Amber, and anyone else in the inner circle that was privy to the private things that would happen.
The monster.
How do you know that Johnny called it the monster?
He named it that.
You heard him refer to this other version of himself as the monster directly?
Either heard
Yep.
or saw it written in a text.
Did you receive texts from Mr. Depp
He's not a monster. He's a warrior.
referring to this other version of himself as the monster?
I can't remember specifically any of them.
But you do recall hearing or reading Mr. Depp directly referring to himself as the monster.
Yes.
And why did you do that?
She asked for my help.
What are you getting emotional
And over the course
for?
of your relationship, when Amber needed your help, you tried to be there for her, right?
Yes.
That's nice.
What do you mean by scary?
I was scared for Amber. I was sad for her, and I was also sad for Johnny.
Damn.
Because he is my friend, too.
That's awful. Did
I
that
really
one happen?
wanted them to be able to get it together.
Popping ult early? Where's the
Why were
lawyer
you
this
scared for
time?
Amber?
It could be very unpredictable.
Fucking piece
And
of
she
headphones.
didn't have a lot of self-preservation.
Yeah. I got my headphones coming. The new ones coming in.
What specifically What type of harm were you worried about for Amber?
She's so much different than the other interview. Like, I don't know, man.
In the beginning, I wasn't worried. Towards the end, when the physical abuse was more evident,
Yeah.
I was worried. I was worried for her physical safety. I was worried that when he turned, he might accidentally do something that was worse than he ever intended.
That's phase 2, gentlemen.
When you talk about
That's phase
abuse,
2.
is this signs of abuse that you personally observed?
Can you explain what you mean specifically by that?
Shut up, Bill Clinton. You know what he means.
Physical effects on Amber of that abuse.
Physical effects. She's going to say yes. But the implication
Yes.
is that she observed the violence.
You-
What a
you
bullshit
testified
question.
a little bit yesterday about
Fuck that.
an incident between Johnny and Amber that took place in Hicksville. You remember that?
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Effects.
Tell me as
It's
best
an
you can
ongoing
everything that you
statement.
remember about that.
Oh my god.
We were sitting around the campfire.
Oh my god.
I don't remember who the larger group was. And
Okay.
Amber and Kelly Sue were sitting on a chair together, hugging. And Johnny came up and said, "Get your hands off my woman." And it was surprising because it was a very benign, two friends sitting on the same chair, hanging out.
Yeah, he got
And-
mad for no reason, really. Sure.
It was also surprising
Okay.
because Johnny had been hanging out with everybody in a friendly way, and a switch flipped when that happened.
It's just- yeah,
And
I don't know.
Amber got up, went to go comfort Johnny, and then they went back to their trailer.
Shouldn't they ask, like, has she ever been, like,
How would
more
you
than friends
describe
with Amber?
Johnny's tone when he said, "Get off my woman"?
He was mad.
At first, I thought it was a joke. I thought he was kidding because it was so unexpected from the way that the rest of the night had been going.
Wasn't that exactly what Amber said? I mean, just like the way that
And
she
then at
says
some
it.
point, I think Amber realized that it was
know.
not a joke and got up to diffuse the situation.
Maybe it happened to both of them, right? That's another option. But just like the way that
Did you perceive Kelly Sue to be acting inappropriately in any way toward Miss Heard?
No.
Had you seen when you said a switch flipped in Mr. Depp? That was your testimony, right?
Just now?
Yeah, just now.
Yeah.
Was it surprising to you to see?
surprising he was so abusive? Was it surprising?
No.
Oh my god, he's so bad.
And why not?
I feel like they're
He
trying
switched.
so hard.
Sometimes.
And what do you mean by that when you say he switched?
Are these statements allowed?
Johnny
They
would
testified
be
they were all on
acting
shrooms? I don't know how they're allowed. That's a great
like
question.
his wonderful
Yeah, everybody was on drugs.
self for a certain portion of
Yeah,
an occasion where people were hanging out or sometimes just privately at home. And I never knew what caused it. The switch would happen to where he would either disappear or go somewhere off by himself, or his mood would change to something darker. And yeah.
That's the warrior. That's the warrior within right there. Mm-hmm. The Dark Lord. It's
What
not
do you
the Elder
recall?
Lord, it's the Dark Lord.
And we'll get to specific instances in a little bit. But when you say his mood would change to something darker, do you remember any specific examples of times that you witnessed when his mood changed to something darker?
I can't remember at this moment specific times
Yeah.
when it would happen. Generally, he would go away from where the rest of the people were. Amber would follow to comfort. Sometimes they wouldn't come back, sometimes they would.
Okay. That's all right.
Tell us about the next morning at Hicksville, what you saw and observed.
I went to the trailer to go knock on the door. I think they had already left, though. I went in and saw the disarray.
Describe the disarray as best you can.
Let's see it. This is the
Like
trailer.
I said yesterday, the light fixtures
This
had been knocked off. Things were strewn about the trailer, cushions off the couch bank.
okay.
Over the course of now, you've known Miss Heard since 2003, right?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Have you ever known her to knock light fixtures off a wall?
Yeah.
No.
Who would know
Have
that?
you ever known her to throw pillows and cushions off couches?
No.
Have you ever known her to get in a rage and destroy property?
Who would ever know this?
No.
Have you ever known her to threaten someone's life?
No.
What did Amber tell you? Did you ever have a conversation with Miss Heard about what happened in that trailer in Hicksville?
Yes.
I'd like to fast forward a little bit in time, Miss Pennington, to an episode that we talked about yesterday to some extent. Do you remember being with Amber after something that happened the day before she went on the James Corden show in December 2015?
That's whenever she said she got
Yes.
fucked up. And then they showed the pictures and she
What
wasn't.
do you remember? And I know this is painful and emotional, but give me your best recollection of what you recall from that time period.
From the night
Well,
before.
here we go.
Were you with Amber the night before the James Corden appearance?
Yes.
And were you with her the day of the James Corden appearance?
Yes.
And did you observe Miss Heard and Miss Heard's residence
Yeah, he's telling her to all.
the day before
yeah.
the James Corden appearance and the day of the James Corden appearance?
Here
Yes.
we go.
So with that, tell me everything that you can remember, starting with the day before. And I may interrupt you and ask you to clarify certain things, but tell us everything you remember.
So
Okay. Here we
she
go.
asked me to come over to her residence,
All right.
PH3 or PH5. I don't remember which one I entered.
Yeah.
And she was very upset. Her face was red, swollen.
That's horrible.
The hair had been ripped out of her head.
Yeah. Wow.
I went through all of the penthouses. She didn't cancel. I don't think I even slept that night.
What?
Watching her just to make sure she didn't.
Is that because you were worried she had a concussion?
Yes.
Why did you tell her that you were going to go take pictures throughout the penthouses?
Because she had it's leading. It's obviously leading.
Why wouldn't I?
If
Ms.
she was,
Pennington, I'm gonna. You saw
I'm mad.
a few selected pictures yesterday.
I'm mad.
I'm gonna show you a number of pictures
Oh, here we go.
today that we need to go through, and I'll ask you some questions about them.
I should
Okay?
ask if she
Are you
was
able to
sleeping
see
laying
Exhibit
down or
15?
sitting up.
Yeah, I can see it.
Because
Can
you
you,
would
Ms.
know
Pennington?
that if you're laying
Yes.
down and you have a concussion, it's like worse than sitting up. So if she was laying down sleeping, the odds are they didn't even care about the
Ms. Pennington,
concussion,
does this picture
and she wouldn't even know that.
truly and accurately depict
They could have caught her off guard with that,
Miss Heard's appearance
but he didn't ask that.
on December 2015, during the night that you just discussed?
Yes.
Nothing wrong with her? Yeah.
Do you know whether or not you took this
Is
picture?
Amber's lawyer? Yeah, I know.
I
It's
do
just-
not.
That you were with Miss Heard that evening after the incident?
It was.
What room was this taken in?
This is the bathroom of Johnny and Amber's bedroom in PH3.
Okay.
What injuries, if any, do you observe on Miss Heard in this picture?
Her right eye has a mark and a bruise. Her nose is swollen. There's bruising on her left eye as well.
And Exhibit 16 is up.
Okay. Next.
What is this picture of Miss Pennington?
There's a picture of Amber's face with bruising and a mark on her right eye, swelling on her nose, bruising on the left eye. In the same bathroom.
And when was this picture taken?
I assume the same night.
Is that the night in December 2015 that you've been testifying about for the last few minutes?
Yeah.
Do you see behind Miss Heard's left ear? There's a picture on the wall, and then a writing, a note above the picture.
What the hell?
Yes.
The fuck? I didn't even notice that.
What is that note signed?
Yours, Steve.
You can
that's
tell.
what it says.
Steve.
What the hell does that even say?
To your understanding, who is Steve?
Johnny.
Wait, did he say "fuck you" eternally?
And what does it say right above that?
I think
Says
it does.
You're Steve.
What's the line above that say?
Wait, it says "I love you" eternally. Oh, that's different. Actually, in this relationship, is it?
Eternally? Something, always, up, 3 exclamation points.
Basically the same thing. Yeah.
Love you eternally, you're Steve.
And Steve, in that note, refers to the same man that you understood to have inflicted these injuries on Miss Heard.
The
correct?
same man?
Yes.
Is he Voldemort now?
And does this picture truly and accurately reflect what you observed on Miss Heard in that night in December 2015?
Partially.
When you said partially, what do you mean by
Who's
that?
Steve? It's Steve Harvey.
You can't see the rest of the injuries.
I was surprised too when I heard it.
What other injuries
Yeah,
are
he
you
got in
referring
there.
to?
The
Fucked up, man.
hair being pulled out.
Minecraft, Steve?
Exhibit 17 is up.
No, it's some pet name she had for Johnny Depp.
What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
Amber's face
Yeah,
turned at a slight
I
profile
see that.
with a bruise on her eye,
It seems that way.
swelling on her nose.
There it is.
And when was this picture taken?
Appears to be the same night, same moment of the previous two pictures.
Does this picture fairly and accurately depict, at least in part, Miss Heard's appearance on that night?
Yes.
Exhibit 18 is up.
Okay.
What is this document, Miss Pennington?
It's a
That's
photo
in the
of Amber's face
Yeah.
with two black eyes and swollen bottom lip.
Did you take this
Swollen
photo?
nose. I don't remember.
You said a swollen nose.
Yes.
I don't. Is that a swollen nose? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Does this picture fairly and accurately depict, at least in part,
Yeah, I
Miss
mean-
Heard's appearance on that night in December 2015?
Like, to me,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yes.
Did you take pictures of Miss Heard that night?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You believe that you took this picture?
She says no
I
makeup.
don't know.
I don't know.
But in any event, it accurately reflects what Miss Heard's appearance from that evening.
Yes.
I
Exhibit 19 is up.
you know what I find to be very compelling? She does. I don't think she has the lawyer with her.
And I'm
this
sorry
time.
this is so hard, Miss Pennington.
You notice that?
We just need to get through as
Yeah.
the best we can. What is this picture?
This is Amber's face turned a profile.
This is hard.
Showing more
Yeah.
of her bottom bloody lip and her right bruised eye.
And what night does this, or when does this show Amber?
It appears to be the same night and the same series of photos as before.
Where was this picture taken, if you know?
And, it's in the bedroom, facing she's sitting on the bed and it's facing the windows.
Yeah.
Was anyone with you and Amber that night after you came over?
I don't think so, no.
That's convenient.
So is it fair to assume that either you or Amber took this picture?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it look like Miss Heard took this picture?
Thank
No.
God.
Do you recall taking this picture?
I took a lot of pictures. It would be
Uh huh.
Yes.
Does Miss Heard's lower lip look like it's just chapped?
Go on, whatever. Heard once
No, it
because she's
does
building the
not.
herd. What's her friend?
Does it look like she just has a cold sore?
It does not look like a cold sore.
Exhibit 20 is up.
What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
This is a picture of Amber's hairline, a scratch injury on the hairline.
Wow.
And my thumb holding the hair back so that you can see it.
Does this picture depict marks that you saw on Amber on the night in December 2015 that we've been discussing?
Or the next morning.
One or the other?
One or the other.
Yes.
And Lucas, if you could just go back really quickly to the last picture, please. Pennington 19. I may have asked you this, Miss Pennington, but I just want to make clear for the record. Does this picture fairly and accurately depict Miss Heard's appearance on that night in December 2015 that we've been discussing?
Yes.
But it's already been proven that she
21 is
photoshopped shit, though. Like, I mean, not proven, but I mean, like, bro.
What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
I mean, like,
This is a close-up picture.
you know what I mean?
of
Like, I
the
mean,
side of Amber's nose and mouth.
like, I'm not gonna.
She has
Did you take? Go ahead. Go ahead.
She has a swelling and an injury on her bottom lip.
That's true. It's a split lip.
Are there any other injuries you observe in this picture?
And see, you can see at the
quick
top
show.
of the photo, bruising on her eye and the small mark underneath her bottom eyelid.
Did Miss Heard, did she typically have that small mark underneath her eye or bruising around her eyes?
She did not usually have that small mark.
No,
or
obviously
bruising
not.
underneath her eyes.
Did she typically have injuries to her lip?
Sometimes.
I wonder how that
And over
happened.
the course of your
What do you mean?
friendship with Miss Heard during the time that she was in a relationship with Mr. Depp, how often would you all communicate?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
During the time that Miss Heard was in a relationship with Mr. Depp, how often would you communicate with Miss Heard? Like every day?
When she was filming, less. When she was home, all the time.
Bro, I'm like, I want them to go on break. I want to start talking.
And you just testified,
I
I
wanna
believe
start
it wasn't
talking.
the only incident in which you observed injuries to Miss Heard's face or lips, correct?
Correct.
Were there any other times that you observed injuries to Miss Heard's face or lips?
Yes.
Exhibit 22 is up.
What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
Picture is hair pulled back to show the abrasion on the scalp where hair has been removed.
Whose head is that?
That's Amber's head.
Yeah.
Was this, do you know when this picture was taken?
Either the night of the event or the next day.
And by event, you're referring to the event in December of 2015 that we've been talking about?
I'm literally right. I'll write this
Yes.
shit down so I don't forget it because there's so
Do you
much shit
recall
I have
taking
to
this
talk
picture,
about.
Miss Pennington, of Miss Heard's scalp?
Yes.
Does this picture fairly and accurately depict the top of Miss Heard's scalp?
But
during the day of or at the day after the December 2015 incident that you've been giving testimony about?
Yes.
That's what she said the first.
Exhibit 23 is up.
What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
This is a picture of a clump of Amber's hair
Okay.
on the black carpet of the bedroom of PH4 with my finger there to show the scale of the hair.
Did you take this picture?
Yes.
When did you take this picture?
Yeah.
Either the night of the event,
Looks short. I
the
don't
night
know.
of the event, the
I have no
December,
idea.
the occurrence that we've been talking about.
In December of 2015?
Be dog hair? No, it's not
Yeah.
dog hair.
And how
I
did
don't
you know that
think-
that was Amber's
I
hair?
don't think it is.
Hair had been ripped out of her head. This is the color of her hair. It's her home.
It's probably her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The guy friend said she uses extensions? Yeah, he did. He did say that.
And this, you said, was in the bedroom of Penthouse
true.
5?
4.
Have you ever known Miss Heard to pull out clumps of her own hair?
I would hope not.
No.
Miss Heard ever paint on bruises or use makeup to make it appear as if she had a bruise when in fact she didn't? To your knowledge?
No, the opposite.
What do you mean when you say the opposite?
She often had to cover bruises and injuries on her face with makeup.
Okay.
Did you see her cover bruises on her face with makeup?
Yes.
Can we pull up the document titled December 2015 ALH 28_B, please? What is this picture, Miss Pennington?
It is a picture of Amber.
She looks fine to me
She
in that
has
picture. I'm gonna be
mark
honest.
underneath her.
Like
right eye.
that looks the same to me.
She's her coat and her shirt on. They're in the kitchen.
Like
She's in the kitchen.
yeah, that seems the same. Like that's
Of
I could see a
PH3.
person like this just in the living room, you know, or like in like living room somewhere, or like just in front of a gas
Do you know
station.
when or approximately when this picture was taken?
Like, I mean, really, it's not weird or anything like that to me. She looks like me. No, she doesn't. What the fuck do you mean?
The day following the December event or the day after, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when.
And did you take this picture?
I don't know.
Same shirt.
Does it fairly and accurately depict Amber's appearance on the day you described?
On one of the days following, yes.
Uh-huh.
Exhibit 25 is up.
Do you know what this is a picture of, Ms. Pennington?
This is a picture
Looks
of
like my living room.
the nightstand
I don't
on
know
the
what to
right
say.
side of the bed in Johnny and Amber's bedroom
Yeah.
in PH3. It has a lamp that's fallen down, a book of rolling papers, half a lemon, a plastic coffee mug of Infinitum Nihil, which is Johnny's production company, a bottle of Tums, a bottle of tea, broken glass,
It seems that way. What about the lemon?
and a small blue book.
Is that a book?
on the floor that I can't.
I don't
make
think
out
that's
what
a.
that
Oh, at the
is.
top. Yeah, I see.
Did you ever know Amber to break glass next to her bed?
Next to her bed.
No.
Next to her bed. Good one, Rotten Boy. Very clever. That qualification.
What's your knowledge about Mr. Depp's tendency to break things made of glass?
My knowledge is that I saw him do it once, and that I saw the aftermath of him breaking glass many times.
And on that evening in December 2015, did you see that we've been discussing? Did you see broken glass around the residence?
Yeah. Let's see it.
Yes.
Let's go to the next picture. December 2015, ALH _509 _B.
She didn't see Johnny throw anything.
You've seen this picture before.
No, she said.
What's this
she
a
didn't
picture
see
of, Miss Pennington?
Johnny threw anything at Amber.
This is a picture of the platform bed in the bedroom of penthouse 4. The edge of the platform bed has a shard of wood that has broken off onto the floor.
Did you take this picture?
Yes.
When did you take it?
Either the night of the event or the next day.
Okay.
And when you say event, are you referring to, what are you referring to?
The December 15th event that we've been speaking about.
Okay.
You said December 15th. You mean December 2015?
Yes, sorry. 2015.
Yeah.
Where is this bed in the residence?
This is in the penthouse 4. It's the middle penthouse between the main residence, PH3, Amber's closet, PH5. This is the one of the rooms that you walk through to get to go through the upper story of the homes.
Okay.
Have you ever known Miss Heard to destroy a bed frame?
No.
Have you ever known? Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
Have you ever known Miss Heard to destroy furniture generally?
No.
Miss Pennington,
What a great
in all the
question.
photos
Yeah.
that you
Great question, guys. Incredible.
have taken
Yeah.
of evidence or incidents or the aftermath of incidents between Amber and Johnny, have you ever done anything to alter those photos or, you know, make them appear to depict something that wasn't actually there or wasn't actually real?
No.
They just
I want to
randomly
talk about
changed
the
the
day
volume.
of the Late Late Show. When I say that, do you understand I'm referring
My
to
ears. I'm sorry,
Amber's
guys.
appearance on the James Corden show?
Is this still good or is it
Yes.
still too loud?
The Late Late Show with James Corden. Were you with Amber?
This is fine?
When
Okay.
she,
Sorry, guys. It just
when she got
happens.
ready for her appearance on that show.
Yes.
Who else was present?
Okay.
A deer that who's her hairstylist, Melanie, her makeup artist, and Samantha, her stylist.
Did were you there when her hair and makeup was being styled or put on before her appearance on James Corden?
Yes.
Did you see anyone paint on a wound on her lip or put makeup on her face to make it appear that there was a wound on her lip?
No.
Did you
What?
observe anyone ripping clumps of her hair out of her head?
No.
Miss Pennington, did you To the extent that it's alleged that Miss Heard had no injuries when she went on the James Corden show, what is your reaction to that?
My reaction is that that is a false assessment or statement.
And what's the basis for that testimony?
Because I saw injuries on her body from the time directly after they happened throughout the next night, the next day, and as they continued to heal.
In the time that you spent with Johnny, did he ever express a similar sentiment that he was screw up or fuck up, in his words?
In his words.
Yes.
And what did you tell me what you can remember about the instances when he said that and what your understanding was of what he meant?
My understanding was that he was sorry and apologetic, and
For what?
for his behavior.
When you say behavior, what are you referring to?
Verbal arguments,
I see.
physical arguments.
Physical arguments. What does that mean? Why you? Why?
And that was what he made clear to you.
What does that mean?
In things that he said to you. Is that right?
Yeah, they got
What
into a
he
wrestling
made clear
match.
to me in our conversations was that he was very sorry and that he was working to get clean and get better, and that he was asking for forgiveness and trying to think that he was going to get better.
Did you ever see him get better?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
When?
What does that mean? What are you?
A lot of times.
What?
But did you ever see him get better permanently?
No.
Your Honor, at this point, we start questioning Ms. Pennington about May 21st. We're happy to keep going, but if you wanted to take a break, I think we're about halfway through this volume.
Okay, let's go ahead and take our morning
Holy
recess for
shit,
15
thank
minutes.
God. All right,
Again,
let's
do not discuss
go.
the case with anybody and don't do any
Let's
outside
go.
research, okay?
It's lit. It's lit. All right. So, guys, holy fuck. I gotta go into this. I gotta talk about this. We gotta go through it halfway. It's halfway through. It's effectively, it's 75% of the way through because it was an hour and both of them had an hour. So we looked at 1 hour and we've watched 1 half hour of this one. And so it's one more half
Just come back
hour
at
and
11
that's it.
o'clock then, okay?
So
All right, thank you.
that's what it is. So I got to talk about this shit. Number one, actually, I don't even know where to start with number one. There is so much shit that I need to get into with this. Let me just put on a little bit of relaxing music, and we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna talk about this. I just, oh my God. Okay. All right, let's start here. Is the volume good? It might be a little bit loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, that should be better. So let's talk a little bit about this. I got 15 minutes to mauled, and I'm going to use my entire time. So number motherfucking one, is the fact that isn't it weird? Isn't it odd that this woman has the lawyer with her for the interview? And I actually want to watch something here, okay? Give me a second. I want to pull something up. I want to double check something. So, let me see this. Where's whenever she's full screen? There it is. January 20th. So she was first interviewed in January 20th, and then she was interviewed again in January 21st. So it was one day after. Does this logically make sense for her to have an emotional response the second time but not the first when confronted with the same evidence within one day of each other? That's odd. That's very odd. That, I would say, is an interesting situation. Wouldn't you say? Would you guys say that? Would you agree with me that this is an interesting situation? Yeah. So, number one. Number two. She did not have her lawyer with her, or at least on screen. Maybe she did. I didn't see them. She did not have her lawyer with her on the interview that she did with Amber's lawyers. Why is that? My opinion of this is that she was coached to not do that. And I think that she was also coached potentially on what to wear. I think that there's a possibility that somebody like this could have worn clothes that presented a more warm and intimate tone, so she would be more believable as, I guess, like a personal friend, a witness, a woman, or something like that, whenever she's giving the testimony for Amber, versus whenever she's giving the testimony here, she's in full business attire, looking like she's about ready to, fucking solve a crime. That seems interesting, doesn't it? You're reaching? I am reaching with that. And I think that there's I could be completely wrong. But don't you find it odd that these coincidences seem to occur that indicate one direction of thinking and of bias? I don't know. That's why I'm saying this is interesting. It's a possibility. I'm not sure one way or another. I noticed it immediately. Yes. I think the crying is another point. Body language, I don't care about the body language. That's bullshit. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the picture with Amber's lip, where it was very red right here. Now, have you ever turned up the saturation on, because there's already a precedent. We already know that Amber photoshops pictures, right? Like, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it. So, whenever you turn up the saturation for a photo, it affects the extremes first. So if you have something that's red, it makes it really red. So whenever I see a photo like that was taken in this, it was about this kind of lighting. So let's go ahead and let's look at it right here, okay? So you see what I'm saying? I know this was different cases, but I think this could be the case. I don't know. And again, I feel like all of these things are not definitive. None of these things are definitive, but I feel like all of them put together do shine a certain degree of a shadow of doubt on this. Do you see kind of what I'm saying? Yeah, she said Photoshop. You suck with it for 10 seconds, it looks like that. I know, I've had that happen to my own lip too. Yeah, and so that's another thing. I feel like that's a big fucking thing. Also, I really didn't like how they asked her if she was beholden to either party, because it's very obvious that she was Amber's friend. It's like, I don't like that because it's giving off the impression that she's an unbiased third party, which is not true. Like, for example, whenever they had the guy on, the bald guy with the beard, that Johnny Depp is like, was his patron, it's obvious that this is Johnny's friend. It's obvious, like, everybody knows this, like, this is Johnny's friend. This is a person who's going to come in and tell Johnny's side of the story. And it's the same thing with Dr. Curry as well. Dr. Curry came in, she immediately disclosed that she had a relationship with Johnny Depp, I think professionally to a certain degree. She had met with him and talked with him, and she immediately disclosed that. And let's contrast that with whenever they had that psychologist on. I don't remember her fucking name. I don't care. The feminist one that made up all the bullshit. So whenever they had her on, they explicitly implied the opposite and even said that Amber Heard was not a client, while at the same time Amber Heard was receiving services from her, but somehow is not a client. Now, I think that they're right. I think that she might not be a client under some technical legal definition or something like this. That's probably true. But I think this is intentionally misleading to a jury of people who are not experts in the field. I think that any reasonable person would look at the relationship that Amber Heard had with that psychologist and think that she was a client. So it's intentionally misleading while simultaneously being technically correct, which I think that whenever you try to do that, here's one thing that I've always said, is that if somebody tries to mislead you in something, there's a reason for that. If somebody is not above the board, there's a reason why they're playing below it. Every single time. And this is really important whenever you're doing any business illegally, is that if anybody deviates even slightly from what the agreed upon thing is, if they're off by $5, if they're off by $20, you get that $5, you get that fucking $20. Because if you don't, then they're just going to fuck with you more. It's going to be other bullshit. It's going to happen more and more and more and more. Right? So you cannot let this happen because you can't enforce the law, right? Because it's happening outside of it. So I think that this is another case of that, where they're bringing on this girl, and this woman, I don't know, I have no idea. She's older than me, right? But it doesn't matter. Point is that they bring this woman on, and they introduce her as a unbiased third party. Meanwhile, she was the only person with Amber who took these photos. And this is the second time they did this. They did this the first time with the psychologist, and they've done this again with this woman here. It's just bullshit. Yeah, they're friends since 2003. Like, that's fucking ridiculous, man. Also, whenever they were telling her about, whenever she was like talking about calling the police and how they called the police multiple times, well, guess what? She said, like, basically the lawyer asked her how much time between the first and the second phone call between the police. Why was that question asked? That question was asked in order to give credibility to the statement that was made by the guy who said that in between the first and the second and the third call, Amber and her friends had gotten their story straight with a publicist or somebody that was a lawyer, and then called again because the first call didn't achieve the result that they wanted. And she gave the answer less than 3 hours. Now, if it was 30 minutes, would you say less than 3 hours? No. You would probably say less than an hour. So the odds are that this probably took at least an hour and a half, and I would say at the very minimum 1 hour. Where Johnny Depp might still lose the case. Amber's lying and abused Johnny. All I need to do is prove that he abused her. That's what's on trial here. There's a good chance that he could lose. You're right. I know that. Secret Chipmunk, thanks for the 5 subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. So it's very annoying for me to see this. I would say that I'm kind of mauling about it. For evidence of bruising and injuries, Depp's team has 3 cop testimonies, house manager testimonies, Ben King, the island lady, the vape lord, the bodyguard testimonies. Amber only has her friend. Well, not only does she only have her friend, she also doesn't have very compelling photo evidence. And some of the compelling photo evidence that she does have, she's already proven that she's, I think this, in my opinion, so I said this yesterday, I'll say it again. Whenever I read an article, and this actually goes back to the point that I literally just made. Whenever I read an article and I see one inaccuracy in the article, I assume that everything else is suspect. And it's the same thing with this. Whenever somebody lies about one thing, that's why I call things off, because it's like, why are you lying? Like, why? Like, and also, like, one big important difference here is that if somebody lies and it benefits them, like, for example, if she lied and it was just like, oh, it happened on one day and not the other, well, whatever, right? I mean, people are going to forget this kind of stuff. But, like, whenever your lies benefit you, coincidence and personal gain very rarely converge. Usually it happens on purpose, and it's not a coincidence. That IO dude yesterday said she was not friends with Johnny anymore because he's a monster. Johnny, what's this here? Got mad at him when he did a photo shoot, a 16-year-old kid, and leaked out that she's gay. I have no idea about that. I'd have to look into that more thoroughly. I have no clue. Do you remember yesterday, other Herd's friends kept Johnny was good when he was sober. They know people wouldn't believe the monster side, so they stick it to the drunk Johnny. Yeah, you're sexist. You're too biased towards Johnny. Sure. I mean, like, the thing is, like, I think that Johnny's being set up. Yeah, I think that he's being set up. I think Amber Heard's lying. I think her friend is lying. I think she was being coached and prompted by Rotten Boy's questions, and I think that it's bullshit. That's what I think. And I think that because of evidence like this. I think that because of all of the inaccuracies and all of the inconsistencies that have happened throughout the entire case. And like the evidence that I'm presenting, not even evidence, the points that I'm bringing up here about, you see what I'm saying about how like she's like being really emotional in one interview but not the other, whenever being shown in the same stuff. It's like, oh, maybe she had a bad day that day. Yeah, sure, write that off. But like, how are you going to write off all of these things that all coincidentally converge to create the same narrative in one direction, right? I mean, like, come on. You see what I'm saying? Like, everyone's coach, no situation is binary. I don't think that it's binary, but don't you think that the questions that he was asking, like, here's an interesting question. Do you think the question of, have you ever known Amber Heard to break glass near her bed, do you think that is a valuable question? I think Rotten Boy added that qualifier because he knew that Amber Heard had broken glass before, but he didn't want to have her say that because having her say that would create the shadow of doubt that she could have broken the glass in the picture that he was showing her. So he added that in there. It's a trick question. Yeah, exactly. It's a trash question. Yeah, it's a trash question. And like these people, like Rotten Boy's not stupid. Okay, he's not stupid. So whenever he says something, there's a reason why he says that. You understand, like he's got, this is a pizza box, right? But he's got a list of questions that he has written down. Like, it's not like he just randomly, thought this one up off the top. I'm sure sometimes that happens in court proceedings. I mean, absolutely. I mean, yeah, sure. Sometimes you're like, oh, wait, I should ask this right now. Sure. But in many other cases, they have these written down. I'm fucking annoyed, man. Google images for real domestic abuse to compare to Amber's swollen eyes. I don't know. I mean, like, the thing is that, as I said, I used the Rihanna example before. Obviously, there's a spectrum for these kinds of things. But yeah, I mean, like, again, what do you think the odds are that somebody who is wearing a bunch of different rings and everything like this, this individual is pummeling somebody, pummeling them? And there's no prints of the rings. There's very minimal like skin damage at all. There's no tearing. There's no blood. Like there's no medical record of this. I mean, guys. I mean, come on. It's not unreasonable to think what I think. I feel like a lot of people are on the same page with this shit. Best thing, Johnny was concerned for her safety of being abused. It was just Johnny overreacting or being a baby, narcissistic behavior. No, it's not narcissistic behavior at all. I think it's unironically toxic masculinity. I do. I think that Amber Heard, apparently, like, probably her father was abusive, her family was abusive. There's a lot of that stuff that happens. And, oh God, no, that's actually true. Like, you understand, like, toxic masculinity is used towards men more than it's used towards women in a lot of cases, especially casually. So, like, whenever you have guys that are like, oh, guys shouldn't cry about stuff, guys shouldn't project their feelings, guys, should be X, Y, and Z. Like, these are things that men are upheld to by other men, but in many cases by women as well. Yeah, women are the ones that are upholding them to this too. And I think it's important to keep that in mind because so many people forget about it. Yeah, I mean, Johnny's an imperfect victim. Well, there's like, who's a perfect victim? Like, I mean, come on, it's impossible to have somebody like that. Yeah, I'm sure Johnny did some things wrong, right? I mean, sure. It seems like Johnny's an asshole when he gets drunk. Like, I don't know. I think you can you can, but like on like a spectrum, right? Is like being a nice guy, being an asshole when you're drunk, and then this is like actually hitting somebody at all, right? There's a lot of people that become assholes whenever they're drunk, and nobody ever gets hit. You see what I'm saying? Jam's not perfect. At least his testimony has a contradiction. Well, and that's what I'm really saying is that like I'm basing this off of like the evidence. This isn't like my opinion on it, right? I mean, I don't know Johnny Depp. I don't know Amber Heard. I have no real stake in this. It doesn't really matter to me, like what the outcome for this is. And in my opinion, I think the outcome's already been decided. I think the most important outcome of this is that the public sees that women can be abusers. And I think that this has been a narrative that's been not really pushed enough. I think that it's taken in a position that makes men look like they're always the abusers, and I think statistically that's probably the truth. But if they're the abusers, like let's say 80% of the time, that still means that they get abused 20% of the time. That's 20%. That's fucking huge.
Okay.
That's a lot. And that's just a random number I'm throwing in. I'm just trying to, you guys see where I'm coming from? You picking up what I'm putting down here? 70-30, what if females are also the abuser to other females? You know lesbians exist? I didn't know lesbians existed. Thank you so much. Thank you. I had no idea about that. I didn't, so that's like whenever like a girl likes another girl, like how's that work? What do you mean? Like, shut up. All right, let's mute this. We get back to it. I'll have to research this. All right, let's see here. Let's live with Amber and Johnny. You haven't seen Johnny be violent towards Amber? Johnny's witnesses saw Amber be violent?
Yes, we'll resume with the testimony of Raquel Pennington, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's see it. Just keep in context everything that I said. This was a day after she got interviewed before, and she was stone cold in the other interview. Talking about the same situations.
I want to talk about the events of
looking at
May
the same
21st,
pictures.
2016. Do you remember that night, Ms. Pennington?
Yes.
So
Walk us through
yeah, she's crying.
What you recall about the evening of May 21st, 2016.
All right, let's hear it.
So, in PH5, I was getting things ready for a artist craft show that I had, and making jewelry, and my friend Liz was there, Josh was there, Amber was helping. We were set up in the downstairs living room of PH5, and
Liz Mars?
Liz Mars,
apology?
yes.
Okay, and your
not
fiance
sitting in front
Joshua
of a bed.
Drew, is that right?
Yes. And at some point, Amber got a message from Johnny that said that he wanted to come over and
Yeah.
talk or pick something up. I don't remember what the exact message was. And I thought it was a really bad idea, but can't stop somebody from coming over to their own home.
Okay.
And so Amber went upstairs to get ready for him to come over.
Yeah.
And eventually he showed up. I didn't see him show up. I didn't hear him show up. He went to PH3 and And then at some point I got a text from her, or I might have checked in, or I got a text from her that said, come over. So I tried to come over there, and the door was locked. Their front door was locked. So I went to go get my key. I had a master key to all of the apartments.
So she was well trusted.
And I came back, unlocked the door, and he was yelling, and I don't remember exactly what he was saying. And she was calling for help, and that had never happened before, saying, help me. I went and I cut through the space between the coffee table and the sofa. And I went up to him, and he was yelling and yelling, and I put my hands up on his chest, and I was like, stop, just trying to calm him down. And he hit my hands away, and so I just went straight over to Amber.
Damn.
She sat down on the couch, she was crying, and I just put my body over her, and he came a little bit closer to us, and he was yelling at her to like get up, or I don't know, quit crying or get up or something. And it was really loud, and he was getting closer and closer. And I remember thinking there was this like big orange ceramic ashtray on the coffee table. And I was thinking, if he gets any closer, I'm just gonna pick up that ashtray and like hit him with it, because he was so close over us. And then at that point, Jerry and Sean came in from the front door of PH3 and came in, and they were like, boss, come on, let's get out of here. And Jerry always called him boss. He's like, boss, come on, boss, let's go. And
Jerry's dead, so we can't
then
get
Johnny
his testimony.
grabbed like his leather bag off the stool that was by the island, and he had a big Magnum bottle of wine, and he was just like smashing stuff off the island and yelling. I don't remember exactly what he was saying. And then they finally left, and I could hear out in the hall just like banging and smashing and clattering around. I was just holding Amber, sort of just waiting for it to pass and clear. Until a little bit later, and then I think Josh came in.
Why did you get between and put your hands on Mr. Depp and get between him and Miss Heard?
I just thought I could calm him down.
You can't stop the Elden Lord.
And when he
What was
hit
she
your hands
thinking?
away, and then you went and laid on her, why did you do that?
It was the thing to do.
Jesus. He's already in phase
How would you
2.
describe Mr. Depp's mood?
Irate.
Okay.
Were you afraid that Mr. Depp was going to hurt Miss Heard?
Obviously.
Yes.
And when he stood over you, you testified a little bit to it, but describe what he was yelling as he stood over the couch.
I don't remember everything that he said. The thing that sticks out the most is that he was just yelling at her to get up.
Uh-huh.
To get the fuck up.
I think I might know what he was saying.
Did you let her?
No.
Jesus Christ.
And where were
my
you,
God.
just to be clear, where were you when you received the message from Amber asking you to come over to Penthouse 3?
In either P5, PH5, or PH1.
You weren't already in penthouse 3 when you got that text?
No.
To the extent that there are allegations that you were lying in wait in penthouse 3 before Johnny walked into that penthouse,
What?
how do you respond to those?
That is not true.
I will also represent to you, Miss Pennington, that Mr.
Okay.
Depp's lawyer
That settles it.
has been quoted as saying, quote, Amber Heard and her friend Rocky Pennington staged the May 21 crime scene to prove the abuse allegation against Johnny Depp.
Well, of course.
Is that statement true?
What do you think she's gonna say?
No.
That's
Did you stage anything about May 21st, 2016?
Yeah, half of it.
No.
Did
What do you expect?
Amber stage anything, to your knowledge, about May 21st, 2016?
To your
No.
knowledge. That's good.
Describe for us the
Plausible
damage
deniability.
that you observed Mr. Depp cause
To your knowledge.
to the penthouses, to penthouse 3.
Rotten boy in there with the twist.
In 3, stuff had been knocked off the kitchen counter. Stuff had been knocked off a bar cart.
By whom?
By Johnny. I saw this happen on his way out. He
Damn.
was
With
smashing
his-
stuff
With what?
with a wine bottle.
What other
It-
damage can you remember Mr. Depp causing?
In the hallway, there was wine splash spilled in the hallway. There was a dent on the outside of PH1's door, front door. And then in PH5, where we had been
Uh-huh.
getting stuff ready for my craft fair, my jewelry and materials had been thrown against the wall, and everything that was on the table was like strewn off of the table, thrown down.
I'd like to go through with you some photographs
Oh, that
of
was
the
her
incident
stuff.
that we talked about. So can you pull up May 21st, 2016, ALH 7051, please? And while he's pulling that up, Ms. Pennington, did you or either yourself or anyone else take photographs in the aftermath of this incident?
Yes.
Of course, it's her stuff.
Who took photographs?
Josh Drew.
Why wouldn't you take photo? I thought that was your stuff.
That's the only person that I can say for sure.
Were you with Mr. Drew when he was taking photographs?
That's her stuff, right?
I can't remember.
Did you go through the penthouses to see where the damage has been done?
Eventually.
Ms. Pennington, what is this a picture of, if you know?
This is a picture of the living room in PH5 with the back corner of the sofa. It has the beads
Oh my
that I had been
God.
working on and the stand that I used to display them
my God.
thrown to the wall. Some of the beads are on the windowsill.
Yeah.
The stand is broken.
This is just like, all right.
And did you, does this fairly and accurately reflect damage that you saw to Penthouse 5 on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
It doesn't look broken, to be
Exhibit
fair.
30 is up.
It looks like there's two pieces of the attachment. And the
What is
attachment
this
that was
a
right
picture
there
of, if
just
you
got
know?
unhooked.
This is a picture of the Johnny and Amber's bed,
Okay.
bedroom, bed in PH3. It has several photos, framed photos, stacked on it.
Stacked.
And do those photos appear to be intact?
They do. They're obviously
These do,
intact.
yes.
In your experience, did those photos normally sit on the bed?
Yeah, of
No.
course they did. No?
Does this?
Oh.
Did you witness? Well, was this part of the aftermath of what Mr. Depp did in Penthouse 3?
He's
I didn't see him take these down, but they were not down before he came over.
Does it fairly and accurately depict what you witnessed the night of May 21st, 2016?
I didn't see this happen, but I did see this scenario.
You saw the pictures. That's my question. Does this fairly and accurately depict something that you personally saw on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
All right, let's pull up 7053,
I
please.
feel like if I was laying them down to just keep them in
My
place
question, Ms.
without
Pennington, will
damaging
be,
them,
what
that's
is
how
this a picture of?
that's how I'd put them down. It doesn't look like an angry person did that.
Can the info thing move off to the side?
No, I don't. Not in this version of the pictures. So I apologize for that. If you need it zoomed in or out.
So there's shit on the floor. Okay. Or on the back. I don't even know what the fuck that really is.
It's the landing of one of the staircases.
Yeah. Seems that way.
And what do you see on the picture?
It's broken glass and something spilled on the landing of one of the staircases. I can't tell if it's P3 or P5.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Does this picture fairly and accurately depict something that you observed on the night of May 21st, 2016?
I think
Yes.
that's broken. I think that could be broken glass. Sure.
Did you ever know Miss Heard to smash glasses on staircases?
No.
Did you find that question vague and ambiguous, Miss Pennington?
No.
Exhibit 32 is up.
What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
These are stairs appearing to the same staircase with broken
Wow.
glass on them.
Does this picture fairly and accurately depict something that you personally observed the night of May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
33 is up.
What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
This is a picture of the floor mat in front of the doors that would lead out to the balcony of PH3, and it has a broken, looks like top of a martini glass on it.
Okay.
Okay. Did you see this glass or material around this being
not that
broken
big of a deal.
on the evening of May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
And who broke this glass?
Johnny did.
And does this photo fairly and accurately depict something that you observed after Mr. Depp left Penthouse 3 on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
Okay.
Exhibit 34 is up.
What is this a picture of, Ms. Pennington?
This is the space between the cabinets in the refrigerator and the kitchen island. It has a rug on it, and it has a fruit basket and fruit on the ground.
And do you know who knocked that fruit on the ground?
The Elven Lord.
Yes.
Who was it?
Who?
Johnny.
And does this fairly and accurately depict damage that you saw on May 21st,
Yep.
2016?
There it is.
Yes.
You know it. I know
Exhibit
it.
35 is up.
Everybody knows it.
Thank you. What is this a picture of, Miss Pennington?
This is the landing of PH5 that Amber's office was set up on. And this is her desk and her files. And boxes have been outturned, and there's papers all over the floor. And
is this how Miss Heard normally kept her office area?
no,
Does this fairly and accurately depict damage that you observed on May
about how I
21st,
do mine.
2016?
Looks about right.
yes,
But there's more drinks on the
36 is
table.
up.
Is this that same office area?
yes,
And is this an accurate depiction of what you observed on May 21st, 2016?
yes,
37 is up.
Okay. So yeah, it's a
What is this a
broken
picture
photo
of, Miss
frame.
Pennington?
Yeah, we've seen this. Yeah, we've definitely seen
This
this.
is a picture of two photos on the column, the staircase leading up to Amber's office. The top photo is a group photo of Savannah, Whitney, Io, myself, Amber, Aaron, Brittany, Morgan. We were in London. The glass is smashed. The bottom photo is a photo of Amber and me in France.
Okay.
Does this photo fairly and accurately depict damage that you observed on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
38 is up.
Oh my God. That's the mega bottle. That is crazy, man. That is absolutely
picture of?
insane.
Picture of a large bottle of wine on the floor.
On May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
Is this the bottle he was swinging, if you know?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But it accurately depicts something you observed on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
Did you notice you or Miss Heard or anyone that you were with spilling wine in penthouses that night in order to stage damage?
No.
And by what is this a picture of?
Wow.
I meant the whole scene.
I guess not. Thank God.
It's a picture on the floor.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Do you know what penthouse that is in?
Can you zoom out again, please? Three.
Did she lean
you,
back in her chair?
Do you know who knocked this picture on the floor?
Oh boy. Yeah, she zoomed
didn't
out.
see it
She
knocked
zoomed
down.
herself out. Yeah, there you go.
Did other than Mr. Depp, did you see anyone causing any damage or knocking anything down in any of the penthouses on May 21st, 2016?
No.
And did you see Mr. Depp knocking things down?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Does this picture fairly and accurately describe something that you observed on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe, did you see any injuries on Amber on May 21st, 2016?
Did you see any injuries? I mean, like, I would kind of expect so, you know?
Just a swollen, like red,
Yeah.
swollen cheek.
From Johnny, I'm sure.
Let's pull up the May 21st, 2016 ALH 7077, please.
That's the other cheek.
And while he's doing that, did you, I know we talked about pictures of damage in the penthouses. Did you take pictures of Miss Heard that evening?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember if it was me or Josh.
Were you present when pictures were taken of Miss Heard on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
Does this picture fairly and accurately reflect observations you made of Miss Heard on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
All right, there it is.
42 is up.
What is this picture, Miss Pennington?
This is Amber's face.
Yeah.
It's red. The right cheek and eye is more red and swollen. Her right, left.
Does this fairly and accurately depict Miss Heard's condition that you observed that evening?
Yes.
Can you pull up 7083, please? What is this picture of?
Oh, my
This
God.
is Amber's face turned at a slight profile.
Oh, he's going to show
Her
the two
eye
pictures.
is red and
It's coming up.
bruised.
These.
The side.
Wait, wrong one.
The side brow.
He's going to show
temple,
these.
and cheekbone.
Does this
All right, here we
fairly
go.
and accurately depict Miss Heard's
This is
condition
it.
that you witnessed on May 21st, 2016?
Yes.
And were you present when police arrived?
Yes.
Were there two sets of police officers?
Yes.
And what penthouse did they come in?
Penthouse 3 both times.
How close were you
Uh-huh.
to the police officer?
In the same room.
Okay. Could you see damage that he had caused while you were standing there when the police officers were present?
Yes.
Did you ever hear Miss Heard say, express any financial motivations for wanting to remain in this relationship with Mr. Depp?
No.
Did Miss Heard ever express that if she went public against with what happened on May 21st, 2016, that she stood to gain financially from doing so?
No.
Then why'd she do it right before a movie came out? Yeah, I mean, it's just... Yeah, I mean, that... You know what I mean? Like, it's just... It's weird how that happens. Like, not directly from him, no.
Now, at some point after May 21st, 2016, Miss Heard filed for divorce from Mr. Depp, right?
Correct.
And at some point she filed for a domestic violence restraining order against him. Is that right?
Shit.
Yes.
And I'm gonna come back to that line of questioning in a second, but before I forget, you mentioned Jerry and Sean Bett on the night of May 21st, right? Was there a space in the the floor of the ECB where they would wait for Mr. Depp when he was in one of the penthouses?
Yes.
And what was that space?
We called it the guard shack, and it was a vestibule separate from
Vestibule.
the penthouses, except that a door from the vestibule also connected to the door of the patio
World of
of
Warcraft?
PH5.
Was the okay? Was it if someone were
Rich
in the
people were-
vestibule or the guard shack, as you called it, would they have seen you go into penthouse 3 when Amber requested that you do so?
Uh-huh.
No.
Did you see Jerry or Sean or any security guards when you entered penthouse 3 that evening?
No.
Okay. Going back to the domestic violence restraining order, did you accompany Miss Heard to court when she got that order?
Yes.
I'd like you to pull up, please, May 2016, Court, Pennington, 1292, please.
Okay, let's see it.
And while he's doing that, do you
Is
know if
that
Miss Heard
her?
wore any makeup that morning?
I don't remember seeing her put on any makeup.
Okay.
Is that rare for Miss Heard not to wear makeup?
Yes.
What is this a picture of?
This is her with the thing on
This
her face.
is Amber and Jody, her publicist, sitting
Ah.
on the bench in the hallway waiting room of the courthouse.
I wonder who she was on the phone with.
When?
The day
Does anybody
that
want to guess?
the restraining order was filed.
Do
Yeah.
you see any injuries on Miss Heard?
I do.
Describe what you see.
Uh-huh.
On her cheekbone, right cheekbone, is a bruise.
Okay.
And how long after May 21st was this, approximately?
I don't know. I don't remember.
A matter of days, weeks?
Less than a week.
Did you ever see any makeup artist paint on this bruise? Put a fake bruise on Miss Heard's face?
Did she ever see it happen?
No.
Can you please pull up
Did she ever see a makeup artist? Two qualifying
Pennington.
statements there.
1295,
Did
please?
you ever see a makeup
and before
artist put it
we
on
do,
her
does
face?
this picture fairly and accurately depict Miss Heard's condition the
Oh,
morning
man.
she, or the day she applied for the domestic violence restraining order?
Yes.
Do you know whether you took this picture?
To the best of my recollection, I took that.
And I'm going to ask you the same thing about this next picture, 1295.
Okay.
As, to the best of my recollection, I took that.
Okay.
And does that fairly and accurately depict Miss Heard's condition on that morning?
Yes.
46 is up.
There she is. We've seen this one before. This is whenever she went to file the proceedings.
What is that a picture of?
It is Amber at a slight profile in the same courthouse room. Her hair is behind her ear. You can see a picture of a bruise on her cheekbone. She looks like a skeleton.
Did you take this picture?
Yes.
Based on your personal knowledge, is there any truth to the allegation that Amber did this because she's, quote, a gold digger?
No.
Ms. Pennington, you came to understand
she did
at
it
some
because she's
point
crazy.
Well, at some point, did you learn that Mr. Depp had lost the tip of his finger in Australia?
He lost it. Where did it go?
Yes.
And what is that other way that you learned that Mr. Depp had cut the tip of his finger off?
He showed it to me.
In addition to showing you, how did you learn from Mr. Depp that he had cut off the tip of his own finger?
He told me.
What did he tell you?
He had cut off the tip of his own finger.
Said,
Yeah, he cut it off. That was
I don't
really
remember how
cute.
he said he cut the tip of his finger off.
That's
but
cute. I like that.
While the nurse was dressing it, I wanted to see it. I also had a very small injury on the tip of my finger. And I continued to see it throughout its healing process, but I don't remember how he told me how he cut it off.
But you remember that he told you that he cut it off.
Yes.
Ms. Pennington, I'll finish where we started, which is you've given a number of you've testified a number of times about the events that we talked about today, and I really appreciate you you being here today and talking about these. I know it was tough and it was emotional at times. Is there anything that you would change about any of the testimony that you've given today or previously about any of these events?
No.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done your best every time you've testified about this to tell the full truth about everything that you know, everything that you saw, everything that you heard, everything that you've observed, right?
I'm about
I've done
to.
the very best to tell the absolute truth exactly as I remember it at all of the points of time.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yes, sir. Your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor. That concludes the testimony of Raquel Pennington. Ms. Hurd calls Joshua Drew as her next witness.
Okay.
And if we may approach just to discuss a couple
All right.
exhibits.
And that's by deposition, is that correct?
It is by deposition,
All right.
yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's see it. So, her talking about the finger. Let's talk a little bit about her talking about the finger. So, let's look at this right here. This is a photo. I don't know exactly how this has come together or anything like that. So we've got a new person here, and this is, these are Amber Heard's last two witnesses, two people who made fun of Johnny Depp's finger injury, two friends of Amber who lived on Johnny's money. Look at that. Isn't that an interesting little situation? You guys like that? That's so cute. Yeah, wow. I can't believe this. Like, it's just, it's like, not again. Yeah, not again. That's what it is. And so, like, it's like, why would you make fun of it? You know what I mean? It's like, it's one thing to just, like, not give a fuck. But it's another thing to go out of your way to make fun of it. Like, that's a whole lot. I mean, like, I see this kind of shit, man. And it's just like, it's so shameless. So it's like her talking about, like, his finger injury or anything like that. It's nuts, man. Disgusting people. Yeah, they're psychos, Amber. What a surprise. So one TMZ SoCal, thanks to the 5 good subs. I appreciate that. You know what'd be really funny right now if TMZ leaked? If TMZ leaked the call record with whoever they found out that Amber Heard was getting a divorce with. Right? Like, just let us know, because, like, you know, they wrote that shit down. Like, it's like, that's what they do, right? So just let us know what's going on, right? Like, TMZ wouldn't do that? You're right, they probably wouldn't do that. But, like, it would be crazy if they did, wouldn't it? That would be crazy, and we do live in a crazy time, don't we? I would say that we do. Guaranteed they record every phone call. Guaranteed they log every phone call, maybe not record it. No, revealing sources is a journalist suicide. Yeah, so I'm talking about TMZ, so that's not going to qualify. So here's the facts, is that you've got a lot of these cases, some of this stuff happens, And I'll take that back if you guys give me another 10 subs, by the way. But listen, like, this can happen, and it's just, honestly, guys, I see this stuff go on. I see it go on and happen, and it's just very frustrating for me because you see so much evidence of the other direction. You really do. It's annoying. It's very annoying. I am just, I'm getting frustrated just thinking about this, just looking at it, man.